Hello folks, today I want to do a quick update on SoundHound AI stock. If you've been watching my last few videos on SoundHound, you'll know that I've been predicting a consolidation pattern whereby the stock doesn't really do all that much. Over the last few weeks, that's pretty much what has been happening with the stock. As you can see, it's gone nowhere. It's sort of been bouncing around the $5 mark, and this is mainly due to two reasons. Small caps are still somewhat struggling, and there's a lot of bag holders to churn through. So let's talk about the first point. If we look at the Russell 2000, it still hasn't broken through the prior high set in late March, let alone the all-time high set way back in late 2021. Whereas if we look at the Nasdaq right now, it is at all-time highs already. So it's clear that small caps are lagging behind the mega caps right now, such as Nvidia. This may change in the future, especially if we get more clarity on the trajectory of the Fed funds rate. We should see increasing clarity in the coming week as we get the unemployment number on Friday, followed by the inflation print on Wednesday next week, and then the Fed rate decision later that day, along with an updated dot plot, which basically tells us what path the Fed funds rate is likely to take in the future. In terms of the macro data, I think we will see continued deterioration in the labor market, with the unemployment number coming in at 4% or higher this week. If this were to happen, small caps will rally as the market begins to price in sooner than expected rate cuts. And if you've been following the news lately, the Bank of Canada just yesterday announced a rate cut for the first time. I think it's the first major central bank to cut rates, and I think the unemployment rate is over 6% right now, 6.5 or something really high. So it's about time they started cutting rates, and developed labor markets all around the world are actually deteriorating. So I think the United States is going to follow eventually. Furthermore, if we see a cooling inflation print on Wednesday next week, that'll provide further impetus for earlier rate cuts. I think if the Fed had to choose between unemployment and inflation, they will choose unemployment at this point in time, since inflation isn't even that high anymore. The last inflation print was 3.4% year over year, which is higher than the historical average, but it's a lot lower than what it was 2 years ago, which was more than double that. So on Friday, pay attention to the unemployment number, which is going to be released in the morning. The market is expecting 3.9%, but if unemployment comes in at 4% or higher, look out, because we could be in for a huge rally in the Nasdaq and the Russell 2000. So the second reason why SoundHound is consolidating is due to bag holders continuing to sell into every rally. Bag holders are those shareholders who are currently sitting on paper losses and who are eager to get out with minimal loss. This might mean they are waiting until the share price pulls back to their break-even price, at which point they sell in order to get their money back. This is because people hate losses more than they love profits, which has been proven by psychologists. As you can see on this chart, the volume profile shows that a large number of trades took place at around the $6 mark and also $5. This means that anyone that bought around these prices is currently sitting on paper losses. A lot of these investors will be itching to get out at break even, so whenever the price reaches this area above $5, they'll start dumping their shares, putting an end to any rally. Only once a certain amount of bag holders sell out can the share price begin to rise above $6. This will take time unless there is some other catalyst like an earnings upgrade or a major new contract win. Usually these bag holder induced consolidation patterns can take several months to play out, but since SoundHound is in the hottest sector right now, AI, and we are also in a bull market, I think 3 months should be sufficient, and we're currently in the last month of this 3-month consolidation. So by the end of this month, which is June, we could see some sort of a breakout above $6. That means we have several more weeks of this sideways price action around $5. So I'm being patient and waiting for enough bag holders to exit the stock so that its share price can rise unencumbered eventually. If SoundHound dips below $4.50, I might even buy more since it offers a good trade from a risk to reward perspective. Before we wrap up, I want to mention some new developments that may be of interest to shareholders. One of them is the partnership with generative AI company Perplexity AI, whose large language model SoundHound is incorporating into its voice AI technology to make it more effective. This video demonstrates how it enhances SoundHound's current voice AI capabilities even further.
What's the price of gas in San Francisco this week compared to last week?
The average gas price in San Francisco is $5.56.8 per gallon, which is down 4 cents. 0.6% from last week.
How long does it take to drive from Santa Clara to the Exploratorium?
It will take approximately 1 hour and 11 minutes to drive 48 miles from Santa Clara to Exploratorium.
Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. I think SoundHound will continue to sort of bounce around this $5 range for a few more weeks, and at the end of the month should begin to break out again. I believe we will reach my initial target of $12 sometime this year, and after that, who knows how high the stock will go. Of course, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only, and you need to do your own research. If you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.